Well, let's discuss this further with Safak Pavey. She is a Turkish diplomat and a member of the Republican People's Party. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Now, the deadline set by Prime Minister Erdogan is looming. What do you expect will happen if it's not met?
This is a big concern for us as well. I mean, just 2 nights ago, we have been there just to do a human shield for the protesters who are peaceful and have no arms whatsoever. But we were exposed to the same violence, same tear gas, same very heavy crackdown that went on 24 hours ago. And last night the same thing happened in Ankara. So we are waiting with concern. We are trying to protect the peaceful protesters who are being exposed, along with MPs, along with foreign journalists, along with everyone else, students, lawyers. We are all exposed to the same violence. So I'm a live witness to it as well. We are very concerned not only about the heavy crackdown that may follow the Prime Minister's words today and the government's signals on it, but also the witch hunt that may follow everything else in the long run. We're very concerned for it.
Well, in an attempt to resolve the situation, the government has proposed a referendum on the demolition of Gezi Park. Has that done anything to calm the situation?
That is definitely to show power, and just like the rallies that are coming up this weekend that AKP is pulling together. I think this is just to threaten the minority, to remind them that he can crush them anytime with his religious populism that helps him to keep all this popular votes in his hands, and the supporters. However, one thing that he's missing is that democracy is not about the popular vote that he gains or the government gains from the religious populism and nationalism. It's about participation by everyone.
And can you explain exactly what it is that people are upset about? Because we have heard reports that they're not happy with the Prime Minister's internal and foreign policies. Can you tell us a bit more? About
general policies, you mean? It's about freedom.
Yeah, what are their main concerns? Why are the people out in the streets protesting this evening? If you ask them, what would they tell you?
Well, I am really observing here a cultural clash. This is at the end of the day, this is an accumulation of insults by the government about lifestyles of people. Whoever wasn't living in the way that the government wanted, they started calling them immorals, infidels, alcoholics, vandalists, rebels. So people are just very fed up about this. In both foreign policy, the aggressive foreign policy of the government, in the Middle East, sectarian tendencies. These are very, very worrying for some layer of the society as well. So therefore, these are the worries. And overall, when you think about it, this is, at the end of the day, for the trees that it started, and altogether with the 3 trees already cut down, there are about 47 trees in that park, and we still haven't heard the magical words to bring down the tension in the country, which would be, we're not going to cut down your trees, and we are not going to do the witch hunt.
You have mentioned there some of the issues, and they are pretty broad, but don't these people have any political representation? Can't politics resolve this? Or do they really believe this is their only solution, to go out onto the streets and demonstrate?
I would like to draw your attention. In my eyes, this is actually not a political situation right now. This is a social explosion. It's a cultural clash. I believe it's very much related to secularism being under threat in Turkey. So this is interclass. I mean, it is the youth protecting the park, but it stroked the government's very rough response on them, has stroked something in the society that is about secular women standing against, journalists who has been exposed, who has been shut down. There's no freedom of press in Turkey. It's about lawyers who have been just arrested, hundreds of them yesterday, which was followed by the push of the society. They were released. But
one final question, because we are running out of time a little bit, but Can your party do nothing to help these people, or do you feel as voiceless as they do?
No, we are trying. No, we are trying. Well, Parliament is very much is exactly how the minorities are feeling that we feel in the Parliament, confronted by a majoritarian bloc. We are completely bypassed in the Parliament. But we called for the leaders' meeting yesterday, for instance, which was turned down by the president. We want to find a solution to this, but it is the government who constantly threatens the society with its popular vote and support in the country that has to spell out the magical words of to bring down the tension, which they are not doing. Instead of that, words of compassion comes at the same time with tear gas bombs and plastic bullets that injured thousands of people, and we already lost 5 people, including a police officer. So we are currently, what we are trying to do is to protect these protesters, and of course whatever we've been doing is actually to define against this religious populism. We're trying to defend the universally defined life, rights and freedoms are worth living and worth protecting.
OK, we do have to leave it there, but thank you very much for coming on to RT and expressing your feelings. That's Safak Pavey, a Turkish diplomat, a member of the Republican People's Party. Thank you.
Thank you.